Gaijin here, and today I want to discuss something that's been hidden from the critics of gaming for some time. Something that, if not implemented perfectly, can utterly destroy a good game. Localization. I know this sounds like a general topic, but trust me, there's more to this than US-Japan gaming relations than meets the eye. I feel this is an area of gaming that gets overlooked far too often. More and more games are crossing country borders, and expectations of them are also on the rise. I've heard gaming critics rant and rave about newly released games, and their complaints are many, except one. I almost never hear critics talk about how a team royally screwed a game because of inadequate localization. This leads me to 2 points of this episode. Narrative-driven stories need tremendous localization focus, simplistic games do not. As freaking obvious as that sounds, it's a rule that to this day is not being followed as carefully as it should. Now, in the olden days of the NES era, there were lots and lots of mistakes that were made during the localization of a game. I believe we all recall the infamous I am error and all your base heart belong to us. Nowadays, we only shake our heads, laugh, and make memes of these blunders. Games were allowed to get away with it though, due to the simplicity of them. Even with poor localization, we were still able to figure out the mistake and play the game accordingly. However, with the complexity of video game narrative increasing, localization must also. I firmly believe that even an incredibly minor factor can make or break a good game. The gap between US and Japanese culture is vast, and if every last microscopic detail isn't taken into account, it can ruin the whole game, and I can prove it. Let's take a look at Metroid Other M. I know, this game's been analyzed to death, I get it, you either like it or you don't. But there's something here that's been bothering me a whole lot, and I don't think anyone else has taken notice. Have a look at this clip of the English version of the game.
Adam, listen to me. Clearly this facility is in complete disorder. It might be too dangerous for your men to go alone. That's why
Okay guys, you can take your earplugs out because I want you to closely listen to this.
Adam, 聞いてくれ。この施設が異常な状態にあることは明らかだ。あなたたちだけでは危険かもしれない。だから私が。
Was this clip easier to watch? Was it easier to get into? Did it just feel better in general? Here's how I see things differently than most other people who have reviewed the game. The first thing I want to address is the flatline delivery of Samus's lines. Now, I don't blame the US voice actress for this one, because I firmly believe the localization team for the game believed that a flatline delivery was part of Samus's personal character. It isn't. Now, let me explain what I mean. In Japan, any man or woman who speaks calmly and borderline emotionless is seen as someone who has a great deal of personal strength. For anyone who has seen an old samurai film, you know what I'm talking about. To withhold one's emotion and focus on the task at hand is a highly prized personal trait in Japan. The problem here is that this sort of thing can't be translated. We Americans are emotional people. When we are sad, angry, happy, or scared, we show it. We see strong people as those who do not shy away from their emotions and in fact act upon them with all of their heart in spite of the risk. Let me give you a specific example of what I mean. Let's look one more time at that Japanese clip. That, right there. 聞いてくれ. This is an informal way of saying 聞いてください, or please listen. The shortened form infers that the person Samus is talking to is either a well-known friend or a well-known acquaintance. This is also a form that has a small amount of assertion over the other person, and that's how Samus sounds. At the same time, however, Samus's voice is unwavering and firm with every word that she spoke. Through what she said had its own tone. How she said it is truly strong. Calm, stoic, but assertive. Japanese. Now let's look back at the English version.
Adam, listen to me.
The feeling just isn't there. We want to see Samus be assertive through emotion, but she's just not being presented as such. English Samus is attempting to mirror Japan Samus with emotionless stoicism, and it just falls flat. I don't have time to sit here and go through the entire game, but this is not an isolated incident. In fact, let me show you just one more scene. It's the infamous freak-out reunion with Ridley. It's at this point I think something went completely haywire because Japan's Samus seems to be reacting with a bit more enthusiasm than English Samus.
Samus, do you copy? Samus! Samus, use your plasma beam!
No!
What's your status?
You can't be!
Samus, do you read me?
Now, I'm not saying that all this is to try to say that Other M is a bad game. There are far more people who want to argue that. I am not one of them. I merely wanted to use Other M as an example of how even the smallest mistakes in localization can have a huge impact on a foreign audience. Okay, well, I originally was going to keep on going and talk about how too much localization can really hurt a game, but I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it within the 10-minute limit. So next time, I'll wrap things up with this topic. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Gaijin signing out.